Hey, what's up guys? Christian over at Fit Car Stereo. Today we're at 2009 Toyota Camry with steering controls, and we're going to show you how to remove this radio and install an aftermarket radio. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to fly through this install because the camera's too hot. 90 degrees outside, telling me it's too hot. Turn the knob off, pop this off, pop this off. Over here, you're just going to pull up on here. This whole thing comes out. Right now, down here, there's a plug. How can we shoot that plug? Can't race through that. Might have to take it out of park, actually. All right, so this has to go. Unclip off this little plastic piece. Make sure you don't break it. And then back over here, there's a locking tab facing the front of the car, and you're gonna pull out. And then this should. Oh, look, it comes right out without even having. You don't even have to pull the thing. All right, so now for the next part, we're gonna pop off these air vents. Looks like someone's been in here. This chunk's missing, but I think we're gonna go through here. So since we're taking out the radio, better off to start through here, because that way you don't scratch the leather on the side. If you're not taking out this, maybe make more sense. Might make more sense. Sorry guys, like I said before, the camera's overheating, so I'm flying through this install. All right, we have two Phillips heads here. Let me go get the Phillips head screwdriver. All right, guys, the next thing I want to do is take out this little pocket. There's two Phillips head screws, one on each side. All right, now you're gonna shift the lever out. Don't start the car, just get it so all the dummy lights turn on. Once they turn on, go back, just pull, comes out. Now back here, we're going to have right here, if you push downward, there's a little locking tab, and then on this one you have to push towards the passenger side, the locking tab. This is your cigarette lighter inside, and this is your aux. Now this radio doesn't have an aux, at least I don't think it does, but even if it does, we're not going to keep it. So what we're going to do is we're going to push that through, and that's where we're going to run the USB for the device. All right guys, because we have heating issues, I'm not going to overheating issues, I'm not going to show you the full. There's two 10mm bolts out here. All right, now I am using a magnetic tip, but even if you are, be careful. You saw how that one just came out sideways. Same thing on the other end. The problem with these magnetic tips is that most of us are getting cheap ones from places, and even if I got the expensive ones, I lose so many of them that it's not even worth it. Usually I have one expensive set. There's two more down here. Now, here's something very important I'm going to tell you. Turn on the radio, make sure you have no CDs in here, because you're not going to get them back. Oh, we got them out. All right, this guy drives a 2009 Camry. He's probably a millionaire. That's the thing with these Camrys. Doesn't mean the person doesn't have money. It just means that the car is a good car that lasts forever. A lot of super gazillionaires drive Camrys. All right, so now we got that out. How do I show you this? How you just unplug the radio? I don't want to go too crazy. Is there a way I can show you this without? No. Unfortunately, there's no way to show you this without. Just be careful you don't hit the right side over there, or any side for that matter. So there's two antenna plugs you got to take out. Then there's three plugs on the back of the radio. There's one with the locking tab on the bottom. There's a second one with the locking tab on the bottom. And there's the third one. With the locking tab on the bottom. Okay? I'll show you this, you can see it. And then, now, I think I'm gonna turn this around to show you somehow. There you go. Let me show you one thing. And then this one, some plugs here. You know what? Maybe I can. This is. Don't do what I'm doing. But this one was here. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. So right now I have the radio leaning on the plastic. It's not hurting nothing else. So we got 2 AM/FM antennas right there. Okay. Then we have the 1, we have the 2, and then we have the 3. All right. Now, oh, I see how this works. Let me see if I can do this here. Camera's not warning me that it's warm yet, so we may actually have some time. All right, so we got this. I strongly recommend that you use the socket for this. I have very nice bits. What I mean by that is that these are Bosch bits. If you're using bits that come with your toolkit, or they're usually cheaper and they don't grab as good, so I'm just warning you about that. This is one of those monkey see, monkey do events. I mean, you should not be doing this outside. You should be doing this on the bench anyway. I'm just doing it here because I don't expect to. If I took this inside and reset the video, I would never finish it. I know the way this works. Alright. So now I don't know what's going on here. You know what? I'm not in the mood to play around, so we're going to take off these 2, which I don't think you have to, but we're going to do it just because. And also, when you go to screw these back on, they're going into plastic, so if you're using a screw gun, make sure to be gentle with it, because you could strip it through and then no, it doesn't catch. And now you're sitting there with crazy glue like an idiot. Not like an idiot, because obviously we all make mistakes. But and this side, remember which side goes where, because you don't want to get that mixed up like I just did. There you go. Oh, slid. It slid. So how does that work? Oh, I see. So what happens is it has little slots. So you have to remove one side. You see how it's going to go like this? It's going to go in and it's going to slide in. So you got to slide it up to remove. So what that means is that I got lucky and I removed the right side. Because if I removed the other side, if I removed the other side, I'm going to slide up. So you see, I removed the left side. Always remove the left side, and this will slide right out. That was lucky. All right, let me. Oh, one more thing that I've noticed. Put this off to the side. Sorry, guys. You know my video is usually much more professional than this, but today I had no choice. These things, they go on the new dash kit, so we're gonna take this off. Be very careful with this, because you are going to lose them if you're not careful. All right. Also, just for you, see these little holes in here? The screw can easily fall in those holes too, and that would be a headache. Are still recording? Good. Sometimes you sit here and you start talking and talking and talking, and you go turn off the recording, and it hasn't been recording the whole time. That's annoying. Now, I'm not sure if these have a left or a right, but it doesn't seem like it. But it's a good idea to keep the side. The screws are going to be the same, but if it goes on the left or side, just keep that separated just in case. All right, we're still not overheating, so that's good news. I'll be right back. Whoops, looks like I made a mistake. You're not supposed to take the metal bracket off. You're supposed to take this plastic bracket off. So might as well do that now in front of y'all. I just missed it. There was a kid whose truck broke down. So we're in an industrial area. There was just a loud kid. He was on the phone talking about how this piece of junk truck just broke down on him. Blah 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 blah. And he's just being loud. I was afraid he's gonna come out in the video, but he didn't come out in the video. So then turns out read instructions. Alright, so we're back. So the camera's back to yelling at me for being hot, so I'll try to make this quicker. Alright, so it turns out the plastic piece is the correct piece, but the kit came with its own screws you're supposed to use. Now, like I said before, be very careful when using a screw gun. I've been using a screw gun for years, so I pretty much know how much I can squeeze before I break something, number one. Number two, this is a screwdriver gun, not like a drill gun made to drill screws through concrete. It's more gentle. It's gentler or more gentle, so it doesn't break the plastic. Because if you go in there with a regular screw gun, you will break this. That's a guarantee. Anyway, I think what ended up happening is the kid ran out of gas in the parking in the driveway of the business, and he was just it's funny because I'm a grown man now. I forget what it's like to be a little kid. He's young, he's probably early 20s, and he was just yelling like a maniac on the phone. It was rather entertaining. I did feel bad for him though, but it was still funny. Alright, now I just dropped the screw back there, which is not good. Like I said, this is not a good idea to do this in the car. You should do this on the bench, but because I have a whole camera setup I need to move, why do I choose to do these install videos on super hot days? Is it because I don't feel like working? Anyways, all right, so here we are. In this car, we're installing a Sony XAV X3200. I always recommend the model Step Up because model Step Up has a nicer screen and it's glass from end to end. But a lot of you guys are gonna buy this because it does the job. You guys that are paying attention, there's a little nick right there. This is the guy I went to school with, so I gave him a discount on a nicked radio, and he's happy, and I'm happy. I was gonna try to sell it on eBay, but literally this radio just got, I was putting screws on, and I bumped it against something. Anyway, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna mount this radio. So now, if you look at radios, they have things that say TN, so that's Toyota, Nissan. So that means we're going to use those two and maybe that one, but I know for this car we use these two. So for this kit we're using the factory mounted brackets. I think it looks fine. We're next to an airport, by the way. So when you see those two screw holes are lined up right there. I don't know if you can see that. See them right there? That's where we're going to mount them. And they actually have little what's the word? There's little indentations built into the radio that match the little indentations for the dash. I'll show you that in a sec. I mean for the radio. What did I just say? Alright. So you see it says TN. Alright, so over here you see it has these little dots right here. Those little dots also match up with little dots that are in the radio. So when you go to screw them in, the little dots will actually lock into place, like so. Okay? Now let me go over here and screw those in. I don't want to scratch up this car by mistake. Also, I'm using the screws that came with the radio. The radio comes with 4 screws. Oof, it's hot today. All right, let's talk about the wiring. Check out the website for exact part number, because we have two of these of the SRWH Toy 2 and Toy 2.2. I forget which one this is. So the way this works is that this plugs into the factory wiring. All right, maybe we can do this properly. This one over here, I'm trying to do this quickly, don't forget, we still have heat issues. Oh. Check for bent pins, don't force it. Yellow is constant, red is switch 12 volts, orange is the dimmer, so when you turn on your headlights. This right here is your amplifier turn on and your antenna turn on. If you look over here, this does not have an amplifier turn on. If your car has JBL, you have a completely different harness. We don't currently have it. We do, but not something we sell. So check the website. If you have JBL, it'll say it right on the radio and on the door speakers. Ground, and these are your front speakers. Over here are your rear speakers. Okay. Over here is your steering controls and your auxiliary. Now we don't keep your auxiliary because who needs an auxiliary? Maybe if we do start selling a bunch of these, we will decide to spend the money and pin the auxiliary, but it's a auxiliary port is a perfect place to run your USB, so I don't see most people keeping it. So what we're going to do here now, this box, what it does, power, ground, and ignition, and your steering control. So this plugs into here. This tells it we're doing a Sony radio. You unplug this end, plug this back in, and now bam, this box is plugged in for Sony. Good thing about Sony too, see how this only has 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons? You can actually manually program the steering controls on Sony radios, so I'll get to that in a second. Now, if you're super cheap, you can cut this off and wire in your own radio. I say super cheap only because I'm trying to sell you things that make your life easier. So over here we are going to plug this in, and we're going to plug this in. Now this is an ISO connection. There are some radios that plug directly into this, but I always, since this car has limited steering controls, just volume up, volume down, I like the Sonys because you can manually program them. So I can program the mode button to do pickup or voice style, or whatever I want with the Sony. I'll show you that later. So this will plug directly into the Sony amplifier turn on wire, even though it's not being used, connected just so they're not dangling. Okay, now the reverse wire, you have to hook that up if you have a backup camera or if you're installing one. All right, this harness does not provide reverse because there's no reverse. In this car, actually, if you want to do the parking brake, actually it's over there by the feet, so you could do it. It's up to you. If you're an adult and you don't watch videos, most of you are just gonna illegally bypass this. Let me go figure out how to wire this in, and I'll come back, I'll show you the rest of the install. Also let the camera cool down. All right, so we're still not overheating, so we're good. Speakers, power, hook up the amplifier turn on wire. Somebody did something magical with that parking brake wire. Don't ask me how to bypass this radio. It's easy enough to Google, and I won't answer you. Liabilities, you know. All right, there goes that. Now this has 2 antennas. You're only going to use this one, and there goes the heating light. Let's see how quickly we can get this sorted out real quick. So back of the radio, this plugs right in. All right, now we do have a microphone we got to run, but I am going to run that separately. I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do with it yet. Over here there's a red, what is it, red? Red's where the microphone goes, blue is where the steering control goes. Make sure it goes all the way in, because if it's just hanging out of here, you will see things that don't work. What else do we got? AM FM. Now just be careful, because every time you pull out this radio, the AM FM will fall out. So a lot of times people pull it out to see what's wrong, and they'll be like, oh, what happened? And then all of a sudden they'll call me and say AM FM doesn't work. It's because they yanked it out. Now what else? That's it, right? Yeah, steering controls is missing. All right, so we go back in. All right, so just so you can see what it looks like when it's done, this pops on here. Oops. This you actually have to pop it and it slides. Right. And actually, you want to pop this in before. It has a little bit of a slide just like the other one. So I want you to lock it in, I believe. Yep. I want you to lock it in and then slide it over. Good lord, good lord. It's a little annoying, but it's for the best look. Best fit too. So you're going to this is not. So you want me to lock this in. Basically, you want me to lock this in before the radio goes on? We gotta. Yeah, basically. Alright, that was annoying. Alright guys, this is a quick short video. I'm just going to show you how to pop off this light, just to show you that we can use the factory microphone location. This is what's called the PPT4. It's designed to pry like this, but what we're going to do is it today to pull. So I'm just going to one side, just wiggle, bounce, don't. Also, it hooks on this way, so we're going to have to pull forward, go down. There's a little plug right here, unplugs, boom, and when you look dead center in there, no, let me turn on the light. It's a quick video. I'm in the middle of an install. I don't have time to run everything. Actually, I do have time, but well, where'd you go? Where's the camera? There you go. See a dead center in the middle? I'll take a picture of my phone. Alright, so this heat is killing me. I chose the wrong day to do this, and the worst part is that I could have kept this car tonight and done it tonight, but I wanted to get it done because I got website work to do. Anyway, it's in. So what I ended up having to do was take out the climate control, because to make this fit right, you have to pump in and slide. Okay, this is how it sits using the brackets. I just ran the microphone while the camera cooled down. Turns out that this car, at least the one with the sunroof, check the website for more details, has a hole that fits our mic toy. I think it's mic toy 1, or maybe mic toy 2, I forget at this point. We made so many different microphones. So what happens is that this car has a factory microphone location up in the overhead lights. So I just ran a microphone that's gonna go right there. All right, now do yourself a favor. I gotta get tape. I'll be back. All right, so like I was saying, do yourself a favor. The microphone and the steering control. Let me just swing this over. Yeah, I know this is not a perfect video, but it's 90. What does this say? Oh, it says 88 degrees. Feels like a lot harder. It's hot though, I'll tell you that. The camera keeps overheating. So tape the two headphone wires, the microphone and the steering control, tape them to the main wiring harness, because that way they won't pull out. Also, this box right here, it's not a bad idea to tape it. Make sure you don't tape over the Enfig logo, because that's sacrilege. I'm just kidding. Tape around it. So if you're using this video, check out our website. Our prices are pretty comparable to everybody else's, and our stuff is easier to use. And the one thing I got to tell you about us is that when you call for tech support, we pick up the phone. A lot of these companies, you call them up and you get voicemails or no one ever picks up. Or I'm trying to get this USB out of the way. Alright, so tape the small box to the wiring harness. Get this USB cable in the way. So that way it doesn't flop around. And there you go. It's beautiful. Let's get this USB out here. It's driving me insane. Oh, the USB's all up in there. You say, come here. So, I don't recommend extending this USB. If you have a USB that... The USBs that have them built into the radio like this aren't separated. Usually when you try to extend them, you run into issues. So, it's already overheating. Let's pop this in here. Camera, if I give you some ice cream, will you stop overheating? Alright, and then don't forget, first of all, make sure you don't pinch anything. And don't forget to plug in the climate control down here. But you know what? I'm gonna try to turn that on, see if we can, let's see if you can hear me over the car running, so we can just finish this video. Max AC, max high. There you go. All right, now when you go down here, make sure you don't pinch anything. We got this hanging. I'm going to zip tie this to a harness back here. One. Time to make sure the steering controls work, and also make sure the microphone works. Alright, so I ended up, instead of tucking it back corner like I said, I ended up tucking it above the plastic bracket over here because I was afraid it was going to get in the way of this thing. Alright, so now we're going to put the foot brake down, make sure the car's not running. You don't want it to be running just in case if you slip, if your foot slips off the brake, at least it'll roll slowly instead of accelerating. Alright, so we're going to plug this bad boy in here. Oopsie. Feel it? Is it just because it's hot that you give me a hard time? There it goes. And then this is the USB from the Pioneer. We're just going to put it in this hole. Makes the most sense. Oh, and it's nice because that little filter that they have on the USB, it actually keeps it from falling out. I don't know of any actually USB that would fit in there. So what I mean by that is that sometimes you can get a custom USB port. We tried making one for Toyotas, but it just didn't end up looking right, so just looked cheap because we 3D printed it. That's why it looked cheap. I got the one screw over here. Alright. Yeah. Wrong day to do a video. Wrong temperature. It's alright though. Came out decent. I actually might still use this video, but if I do, I'm going to abbreviate the crap out of it. So this is going to go back in here. Oops. This goes up. Make sure those holes line up inside of there. Very easy fitment. Oh. And don't forget to plug in this power outlet back here like I just did. Especially if this is your wife's car. Or girlfriend's car. Or boyfriend's car. Once in a while, offend somebody. speak the way I speak because YouTube tells me the gender of the majority of my viewers are males. But like I said, majority, not all of them. This goes here. That goes there. This goes there. USB goes there. All right, so now let me turn off this light up top. Let me adjust the lighting a little bit. All right, guys, just like the rest of this video, this is going to be quick. So steering controls, volume. This maybe should all work from the get-go, but you want to set it anyway. Go to general, turn off demo because that's going to annoy you. Maybe beeps too. Steering controls is going to be on preset. You're going to select custom, then the little gearbox. Hold volume. Volume up, volume down, then hold volume down, track up, track down, and now mode I was programmed for voice. You can do whatever you want because with CarPlay no one uses anymore. Now we go back, go to home, go to AM FM. There you go. Now it goes to your presets, and then you scan. It goes up through ones, and then your voice. I don't have my phone connected, but that's why it says operation not possible. All right, guys. Camera's overheating again. This is getting annoying. My name is Christian, FitCarStereo.com. We sell, we install, we ship worldwide. If you're a shop, you're not gonna buy any of this stuff. Shops have things that are universal that they use for this. So our stuff is made plug and play direct for consumers to make it easy for you guys at home that are not professionals. Check out the website for all the information, products, prices, and we also do installations. My name is Christian. Thank you so much for watching, and Fit Car Stereo. Oh, give the video a like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Bye.